How's it going, guys? It's Friday, July 7th. I got you this week's freshwater video full of some fun and interesting stuff. Let's just jump right into it. Starting us out this week, we have one really cool bottom feeder. We have the Adolfo's Cory cat, one of the more rare Cory cats out there. These are an absolutely gorgeous species. They get a nice crisp white body with a beautiful black eye stripe and black back stripe. And then there's this gorgeous bright orange kind of bronzing color right at the back of their head. You can already see it starting to develop in these juveniles, but as adults, these things look astonishing. And alongside them, we've got a bunch of little beautiful, well-patterned bristle-nosed plecos. One of the perfect plecos for smaller tanks. And speaking of smaller tanks, also got a bunch of green neon tetras. One of the smaller species of neon tetras, so also perfect for nano tanks. And keeping up with the beautiful bottom feeders, we have this absolutely gorgeous gold nugget pleco. I really like how uniform this one's spots are. Absolutely super cool. And down here, we've got a bunch of little adorable banjo catfish piled up there alongside a nice little Colombian zebra pleco and some gorgeous little stir-by cories. Tons and tons of beautiful bottom feeders in there right now. And for our next fish, I could not show off this absolutely gorgeous pearl gourami. This thing just has a ton of flair and color. It is one of the prettier pearl gouramis I've ever seen. Absolutely beautiful. Honestly, this phone's not doing it much justice. This is a very blue fish. There you go, now you can kind of see it. Absolutely gorgeous. One of the prettiest gouramis out there. I absolutely love them. Definitely something cool to check out, as well as some gorgeous festivum cichlids. One of the few very peaceful South Americans. Okay, apparently the pearl gourami wandered around too. But yes, festivums are a peaceful little South American cichlid, are also a ton of fun to eat. And next up, I guess, kind of keeping in that old bottom feeder theme, we got some really gorgeous Zig Zag Eels in right now. A lot of pattern on these guys. Very pretty. Got a small handful of them. Good number, lots of variation in pattern. Overall, very pretty. Love to see it. And speaking of long boys, we've got another gorgeous silver Arowana in right now. These guys are just one of the coolest, quote-unquote, monster fish out there. I absolutely love them. Just a unique body shape, full of personality, and a lot of interesting subtle colors that you'd never expect. Overall, what an awesome fish. I absolutely love them. And going back to the bottom feeders, for those of you who need bottom feeders that can keep up with some possibly more aggressive fish, or just like something that's really high energy, these awesome little Biscats are the perfect pick for you. I absolutely love them. I've never met a bottom feeder with more energy than a Biscat fish. They're fun to watch swim around, especially if you give them a nice current in the tank. Adorable, wonderful, and they can hold their own in aggressive tanks, which is really cool. And on to our next bottom feeder, one that lots of people love. It's the gorgeous little Colombian Shark, named so because, yeah, they do kind of look like little sharks. I definitely see it. So, if you want to put a little shark in your tank without all the bite, it's a great option for you. So otherwise, great bottom feeders, all around fun fish. And for those of you who want to keep the bottom of your tank clean, but also just like really weird fish, we have these awesome little spined loaches in right now. It's a really interesting loach species, but all around, like most loaches, they are great bottom feeders. They're also quite variable in color and pattern. That's a particularly pretty one. I really like that one. He's got a lot of pattern. But yeah, super cool. And you can see they like to just kind of sift through the bottom, looking for little morsels of food. Now they're great at keeping the sand bed clean, especially if any extra food gets past your other fish. I'm going to break the bottom feeder theme for a second here to show off these absolutely gorgeous peacock gudgeons, because I couldn't not show them off. These are such a pretty little fish. Absolutely an oddball. Not something very much like any other fish I know, but all around they are a gorgeous fish. Just all sorts of colors, beautiful trimming on the fins, wonderful stripes, and decent amount of sexual dimorphism, so you can generally tell males and females apart sometimes, depending on the age. That's cool to sometimes get yourself a little pair of them. But I mean, male and female, they're both gorgeous fish. So I absolutely love them. Super, super cool. I know mollies usually aren't like kind of the flashiest, most show-offy fish, but man, these big old sailfin mollies are something to look at. These are really, really pretty. Even I gotta admit it. Gorgeous, big sailfin mollies. These males look absolutely gorgeous. So definitely thought I had to just show you guys that for a second. I mean, even these silver guys have a lot of beautiful, subtle colors to them. Definitely great for anybody who loves mollies, and mollies are great for algae control in many tanks. Alrighty, continuing on with the bottom feeder theme, I got two left for you. Starting us out with a personal favorite of mine. These are the Dwarf Chain Loach, one of the smallest true Botia species out there. These awesome little loaches do all the same busy work that any large loach species will do, but on a much smaller scale, so they're great for smaller tanks. And for you planted tank lovers, these guys will absolutely devastate snail populations. These guys are great at controlling pest snails. So all the fun of those big loach species are wrapped up in an adorable little package, with pretty patterns to boot. Love me some dwarf loaches. And finally, to end the week, yes, more loaches. Some very, very fast ones. But especially cool, these are some quite large clown loaches. You definitely don't see them in at this size very often. These are nice, very big, very healthy clown loaches. They eat very well here. But yeah, it's super cool to see them in a nice big size. Perfect for anybody with a bigger tank or larger fish that needs a big fish to keep the bottom clean. These guys fit that bill perfectly. And it's real cool to see some big clown loaches. You don't see those guys in very big very often. So, figure that was a cool way to end it off. You know, pygmy loach into big loach. I'd also like to talk about how pretty some of these crebensis cichlids are before we go, because my God, that is a gorgeous cichlid. That is a really pretty crebensis cichlid, and a lot of the ones in here look pretty like that. So I figured at least also show you guys that before we head out. How cool is that? Alrighty guys, that's going to do it for this week's video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and any of our local customers looking for any cool or interesting fish like those beautiful crebensis cichlids, feel free to email us at exoticaquatic.com. Until next time.